Hello everyone and welcome to The Vortex, where lies and falsehoods are trapped and exposed. I'm Michael Voris. Well, and a couple of statements that are sure to bring out the boo birds with their shrill cries of "you're causing disunity and divisiveness," two associates of Pope Benedict himself are blasting many of the authority figures in the church. The first is no less than Cardinal Robert Sarah, who Pope Benedict appointed to oversee an enormous restructuring of the church's global aid programs. These various projects have been heavily criticized for placing way too much emphasis on the needs of the body to the detriment of the spirit by cooperating with other groups that support population control, abortion, sterilization, contraception, etc. Last month, Cardinal Sarah, who was there to clean up the act, delivered a homily at an ordination mass. In that homily, he laid it out flat that clerics who do not announce the truth in areas of morality and accommodate to the moral laxity of relativism will face the wrath of God. This is a cardinal saying this, folks. Well done, Your Eminence. Many in the church have been saying this same thing for years now, and thanks to your encouragement, Cardinal, their voices will grow even more bold. In what appears to be a sharp rebuke to other high ecclesiastics, he quoted the ominous words from the prophet Ezekiel. "Son of man, prophesy against the pastors of Israel to pastor themselves. Should not the pastors feed the flock? You have been fed with milk. You have dressed yourselves with wool. You have not strengthened the weak lambs, cared for those who were sick, healed those who were injured. You have not restored those who have strayed, searched for those who were lost, but you have governed them with violence and hardness." That's pretty severe language among churchmen. Clearly, His Eminence has had enough of the mealy-mouthed, doublespeak, unmasculine pablum from some of his brother clerics. In an earlier speech the month before, he said a, quote, "serious moral regression and gradual silent apostasy," end quote, had gripped the Western world. By the way, it goes without saying he's right, but we'll say it anyway. He's right. By the way, the word apostasy refers to abandonment and rejection of religious beliefs, not worldly, so it's clear as crystal who his remarks are directed toward. Now, we've attached a link to his entire homily on this page. Now, if that wasn't stunning enough, a few days ago, a massively well-respected theologian and former student of then Cardinal Joseph Ratzinger declared that every bishop of Ireland appointed before 2003 should simply hand in their resignation. Every bishop hand in his resignation. Father Vincent Toomey is saying publicly that the church in Ireland has been, quote, "without any leadership effectively for the last 15 years," end quote. His comments centered specifically around the disastrous state of affairs that has befallen the church in Ireland because of the complicity of the bishops there in covering up or not responding to the sexual abuse crisis. But his call for mass resignations from the ranks of the episcopate set off a chain reaction among bloggers and commenters calling for the same type of unceremonious departure of leading bishops in their own countries. While it wouldn't appear prudent to merely wipe the slate clean and start off with a whole new round of bishops in various countries, that this sort of discussion is even being had is very telling. On the one hand, you have faithful Catholics fed up with what they see as a steady diet, non-stop appeasement and accommodation on the part of huge numbers of bishops throughout the Western world. On their watches, they have either allowed or covered up national scandals involving sex abuse or finances or both. Many, not all, but many of the more recent, while not advancing the rot further, seem content to let the status quo remain what it is. There is simply not enough bold, decisive striking out against the world, against the culture, in daring and ambitious ways that characterize true grit. The sense of fighting for the people of God just doesn't seem to be there, and this is what many faithful Catholics feel and think. And the laity aren't alone in that assessment. Clearly, when it comes to Ireland, here's a leading faithful theologian, noted for his orthodoxy, telling the bishops to collect their gold watches and pension checks and set off to Sunnybrook Farm. And in Rome, one of the highest-ranking cardinals in the Vatican, sounding alarms about apostasy on a grand scale. All you faithful Catholics out there, don't let anybody tell you you're nuts. You aren't alone. Keep pounding the drum. This papier-mâché modernist establishment is going to fall one of these days, one way or the other. Long live the Pope. God love you. I'm Michael Voris.
Join Michael Voris and Real Catholic TV as we travel to Madrid, Spain for World Youth Day 2011. Catch all the action this August on our No Bull in Madrid website, nobullinmadrid.com, where you'll find the best kind of bullfighting. We'll be bringing you live coverage and special features, including the state of the faith in Spain among the millions of young people flocking there. So click on nobullinmadrid.com, where Real Catholic TV will be taking the bull by the horns for you.